Picking up where we left off yesterday. Yesterday was Christmas Eve. Today is Christmas. This is where we left off. Need to go talk to Oscar a little bit. And I think we should be able to go.
Everything okay?
Yes, Kate Walker. I am waiting to continue our journey.
You know, I think I would have liked being a...
The plan...
She already said that.
Oscar, get ready. I'm going to start winding up the clockwork engine.
Good, Kate Walker. Then we can carry on our journey. An engineer prides himself
on punctuality. I know, Oscar, I know.
Oh, I need to go wind the thing still, don't I?
Oscar, couldn't you just... Always thinking... This guy Hans. Bit simple, but he's obviously a genius. And then there are the mammoths. Funny guy, don't you reckon?
Funny guy.
I'll have you know Hans Vorarlberg is my creator, Kate Walker.
Pardon me. I had to do that real quick.
Everybody seems to like the Sauvignon grape here. People and birds. Especially these accursed Amazon cuckoos.
It is regrettable that my constitution does not enable me to ingurgitate this product.
That's everybody excluding Oscar. Speaking of mechanical problems, there aren't any other hitches I should know about, Oscar?
This train has no mechanical problems, Kate Walker. Winding the spring mechanism is standard service procedure.
Okay, Oscar. Don't get all touchy about it. I didn't mean it like that. I'm off, Oscar.
Yes.
No, Oscar's not standing on the table. Let's see. I came from this side, I think, so I need to go this way. Nope. 50-50 chance, and I went the wrong way. I need to go the other way to wind it. What a sight, huh? Run, Kate Walker. Good thing those boat people lined it up perfectly. Now what?
Hello?
Where are you?
Hi, Dan. I'm in Barrickstadt.
What? Is that a town? I hope the man you're looking for lives there. Are you coming home soon?
From what I gather, it's one huge university with an extraordinary station aviary. If you could only see it, there are trees and birds everywhere. It's so weird here.
Sounds like a great place for a bit of sightseeing. So, are you coming back soon?
I don't think so. In fact, the train I'm traveling on has some kind of a mechanical problem. We've been forced to stop here.
Us? I thought you were alone. Who's with you?
Oscar, the train engineer.
You're messing around with mechanics now, are you?
Don't be so stupid, Dan, please. Oscar is an automaton created by Mr. Vorarlberg, the man I'm looking for. And he's not any old robot. He's a sophisticated butler type, if you see what I mean. He's a bit obsessive as well.
Kate, I don't know what they're feeding you in Europe, but don't you think it's time that you came home?
But my mission still isn't finished.
To hell with your mission. I don't know why you accepted it in the first place. If you just stuck to the middle of the road, then we wouldn't be in this mess.
We? If there's any mess, it's me who's in it. And while I'm trying to come to grips with strange towns, you, my darling, are sitting at home on your butt. I seem to remember we had nothing against my departure.
It was only gonna be 2 or 3 days, Kate. Please, try to put yourself in my shoes.
Your shoes. Not only do I have to fit myself into your diary, but I've got to get myself into your shoes as well? Is there anywhere else Sir would like me to put myself while we're on this subject?
Look, I don't want to talk about it now. Call me back when you've calmed down.
I was perfectly calm before I picked up your call. I only wanted a few words of encouragement, not your disdain. Was that too much to ask?
You can be such a selfish...
Takes one to know one, sweetheart.
Boy, Kate's finally had enough. She was awfully kind to him the past few rude phone calls from sweetheart Dan. And she finally let loose. And I think it's because she wants to really find Hans Varlberg. She's invested.
Everything okay?
Yes, Kate.
Speaking of mechanical problems,
This...
Oscar, if you tell me one more time something's missing, I'll...
Everything is ready. Take your seat, Kate Walker. We are leaving.
Right.
Okay.
Why was she so hesitant there? Here we go, everybody. Is that gate gonna open? Yeah. I need this gate to open. Whoops. This will be a forever problem. But we get to see interesting abstract creations when I do that, I guess. And how come I'm on the wrong side again?
What are you doing there, Oscar?
It is imperative that we comply with railroad and customs regulations, Kate Walker.
Oscar, don't you think we could drop the trifling details once and for all?
We need an exit visa to get beyond the wall, Kate Walker.
And you wouldn't know where I could get one of them from, would you?
There is usually some form of authority stationed at a guard post that is strategically positioned to issue such a visa.
Where?
Do you realize, my good man, that as a lawyer charged with an important matter of inheritance, I could sue you for obstructing justice?
Kate Walker, we still need an exit visa in any case.
Oscar, don't you think we've wasted enough time already?
You neglected to find the clockwork winding mechanism for the train with sufficient haste, Kate Walker.
What nerve! And you refused to lend a helping hand. Help that could have been invaluable to me.
I agree, Kate Walker.
If you weren't so obsessed by procedure, we wouldn't have had a hitch.
I am not entirely convinced, Kate Walker.
Oscar, please, let's get in the train and leave, can we?
Yes, Kate Walker. Give me the visa.
You do realize, don't you, Oscar, that by preventing me from continuing this journey, you are also depriving yourself of the opportunity to meet your creator, Hans Varlberg.
Procedure requires an exit visa, Kate Walker.
God, I think I'm going crazy.
That is not a requirement, Kate Walker. Only an exit visa is necessary.
Oscar, the automaton that drives this train will be really impatient to leave soon because he's totally obsessed about punctuality.
Yes, Kate Walker.
And it's weird because sometimes when he drops all that stuff about procedure, he can be so charming and attentive.
Please refrain from attributing human emotions to me, Kate Walker.
Okay. Is there a
Okay.
guard?
See,
Yes,
I don't even remember this. Is there somebody up here?
I wonder how that works.
That must be what the wine bottle is for. It's probably like payment or what have you.
No point.
Of course it is. Run, Kate Walker. Make sure there's nothing else. Now what?
Hello?
Kate! Oh, is that you? What's going on?
Well, I finally got the mechanical train wound, and I hope it's going to take me to Hans Vorarlberg. I had to sort things out with a couple of weirdo sailors, and they probably ripped me off. But now I'm blocked behind this massive wall. You should see it, it's huge.
I'm not talking about that. I want to know what's going on with Dan.
What do you mean?
I bumped into him at Maggie's do, and he said you'd argued.
That's a bit over the top. Things got a bit heated the last time we called, that's all. No need to go overboard.
I don't mean to be Miss Melodramatic, but he didn't seem in such great shape. He had his down in the dumps head on.
Like Dan has a down in the dumps head.
Well, yeah, when that shock of hair flops over his forehead, and his eyes mist up, and his eyebrows kind of crease together.
I'd never noticed. Maybe I did go a bit too far, but he's got such a goody two-shoes image of me that sometimes I just lose it. And this case is taking up a lot of headspace. I was just looking for a bit of compassion.
Well, you sure got mine. So, what's going down?
Like I said before, I'm kind of getting somewhere, but it's slow. This Hans Vorarlberg guy is getting more and more fascinating by the day.
Okay, well, anyway, it doesn't sound like you're bored. Not like back here in the office. Every day is boredom day. It's just no fun without you. When are you coming back?
Shouldn't be long, I hope. Look, I've got to go. See you soon.
Well, call us again real soon. And be easier on Dan next time, huh?
I'll try.
That's funny, we just got off the phone with Dan like 5 minutes ago. And he runs to a store and bumps into, what's her name? Weird. What you say? Ah, there's a human. Let's look over here first. Anything we can...
Look, broken glasses. If they belong to the captain, then he sure has eye problems going by those lenses.
Okay.
I haven't got time to have a drink right now.
I suppose we'll be doing that later.
I haven't got time to have a
Okay.
Good day to you, sir.
It's got a wood-burning stove. See that?
Captain Malatesta, Commander-in-Chief of the Barkstadt border post, at your service, madam.
My name is Kate Walker. I've been assigned by my company to find a man who is supposed to be living in Syberia.
What a peculiar mission. Taking so many risks for such a futile goal.
Captain, to my mind, the military zeal with which you insist on guarding this meaningless wall strikes me as equally futile.
I should be offended by your words, miss, but I forgive you, because you are young and unaware of the very real dangers lurking in store for us.
I need a visa to cross the wall and to continue my journey to the east. They told me that you are the only person in a position to issue such a visa.
Indeed, this responsibility is part of my duties. However, I am not currently issuing visas because nobody must venture beyond the wall.
And why not?
It's far too dangerous, in particular for a lady of your standing who is traveling unescorted.
Dangerous? What exactly do you mean, Captain?
The enemy, miss. The enemy. I've been observing them for several years through my telescope. There's one particular horseman stationed yonder. He's a scout from the invading enemy army, and he's been spying on us. So I have to be extremely vigilant. He knows that I know he's there, you understand? And as long as I keep my eye on him, he won't dare try anything.
Are you sure?
Please, take a look for yourself.
Is the person who takes care of the gate anywhere around?
There is no person who takes care of the gate. Believe you me, ma'am. I have been the one and only guardian of this gate since 1968. That year, I took over the position from the late Lieutenant Colonel Malatesta, my own father.
In that case, can you tell me how the mechanism works? It sure looks complicated to me.
Not at all. It is child's play for anyone who takes the time to work out its surprisingly straightforward logic. And from the looks of your locomotive, it shouldn't pose you any problems.
Why do you say that?
When I caught sight of your formidable locomotive, I immediately said, heavens, only Hans Vorarlberg could design such an engine. And I know what I'm talking about, ma'am, because he invented the gate's original mechanism. It was his last creation here in Barkstadt.
So you know Hans Vorarlberg?
No, I mean, not personally. I was only a baby when he stayed in Barkstadt. My father spoke often of him, and I knew about his inventions. He left very many things behind him.
I know.
In any case, I noticed that his fantastic knack for inventing has not deteriorated with age. How's he doing?
I don't know. In fact, I don't actually know him. I'm searching for him. An inheritance matter. I hope his train is going to lead me to him.
And why not? His inventions are always full of surprises.
Between the station aviary and this bleak wall, the change in atmosphere is radical, don't you think?
It's been a long time since I've been at liberty to judge, miss. My duties forbid me from abandoning my post.
I need a visa to cross the wall and to continue my journey to the east. They told me that you are the only person in a position to issue such a visa.
Indeed, this responsibility is part of my duties. However, I am not currently issuing visas because nobody must venture beyond the wall.
And why not?
It's far too dangerous, in particular for a lady of your standing who is traveling unescorted.
Don't mind me if I retire, Captain.
Please, madam.
How strange. I can't see a Cossack horseman at all. There's just a dead tree in the middle of an empty plain. That poor captain must have really bad eyesight. Good day to you, sir.
Captain Malatesta, Commander-in-Chief of the Barkstadt border post, at your service, madam.
I need a visa to... And what?
It's for...
How? And... You claim...
Affirmative, miss. He has such fine...
The most remarkable thing has got to be his automaton engineer.
If I had known the man, I would have asked him to create me a unit of automaton sentries.
My name...
What a...
Captain?
I should be offended. It's been...
Don't mind...
Please.
Captain will never swallow this powder as it is.
John, wish you Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Last text I got from John was Happy Thanksgiving. I got Thanksgiving back. Now it's Merry Christmas.
That's funny.
Look. Colonel, sir.
Captain, miss.
But you have the air of a great officer.
You flatter me, miss. Unfortunately, I am afraid that we frontier
From Epic?
soldiers are often forgotten by the military administration.
There's no justice.
new stock
I
market.
sympathize with you, Captain. Let us forget our worries for a moment and have a little drink together.
That's cool.
In the name of friendship.
It would be my pleasure, miss, but the regulations strictly forbid it.
Come on. A little glass of wine never hurt anybody. And nobody need know.
Wine, miss? You are putting me in a very delicate situation.
Don't deny yourself, Captain. Just a little glass. I assure you, it is excellent.
Well, perhaps just a
Kate
drop.
Walker's being a temptress over here,
I know.
using her sultry voice with the wine.
A lot of sultry but salty.
No, sultry means hot.
Here's your glass. To your good health,
Moist.
Captain.
And to yours, miss.
Wow!
What is it?
Outer Worlds is the next free game. Although that's Bethesda too, so
What's Outer Worlds?
it's very weird space fallout.
It's been a long time since I've drunk wine in such pleasant company. I admit, it is
Yeah,
excellent.
what's the deal with that?
Isn't it? You wouldn't think it came from Barkstadt. It is made from the Amazon forest Sauvignon grape that has been miraculously conserved and cultivated in the station garden.
Well, well, well. The university authorities kept that one to themselves.
You know, Captain, it is essential that I continue my journey eastwards.
Please, don't even think about it. As I've said, it's extremely dangerous. The enemy is spying on us.
Perhaps your Cossack horseman isn't quite what you thought. Perhaps it's just a dead tree twisted into a strange shape. You should take another look. You never know. Go on, Captain. Give it a try.
So be it. I will make this concession to the fairer sex, miss. But it does seem to be quite ridiculous.
How's your library? That's pretty good.
It says excellent connection ever since the changed the
Settings.
um
Oh, yes, settings.
yeah, the output.
You watching?
There was, but they didn't stay.
Incredible. How is this possible? By what strange magic? How could I have been so wrong for so long? The enemy was only a tree. I'm so ashamed.
Never used a
Not
telescope
that
before.
bad, Captain. It's only human to make mistakes after all.
A tree. Nothing but a dead tree.
Pull yourself together, Captain. It's okay. And now I suppose there's nothing stopping you from issuing me a visa?
Yes, of course. There is no more danger. All these years. And now the Cossack has gone. There is nothing left to watch.
Captain, you should be delighted. From now on, you don't have to stay pinned to your watchtower. Travel can start up again normally. You will be able to resume your regular duties like issuing entrance and exit visas.
You are right. I will sign you a visa to cross the wall frontier immediately. 1,000 apologies. Here, miss.
Beyond this, ramparts, conditions for journeys into the Eastern Territories filled with uncertainty and reputed by hazardous.
Thank you, Captain. And keep your eyes open.
Miss, if we could keep this between ourselves, please. For the sake of my honor, you understand?
You have my promise, Captain. No point. It's locked. Oscar, can't you please...
Yorick,
Oscar, don't you...
unit.
What nerve!
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Apparently I need to hold it first. Yep.
Here is the visa. I hope it's regulation, my dear Oscar.
It is regulation. Here is your ticket. Have a good journey, Kate Walker.
So, can we go now?
Indeed, we are already very late, Kate Walker.
Gotta rush to catch my train.
Your ticket, please.
You know, Oscar, you might not think so, but I also know a thing or two about procedure. And that's one bit of procedure I'm not going to forget about easily.
As you wish, Kate Walker.
Yes, for once we're going to do things as I wish. Here you go, Oscar.
Thank you, Kate Walker. Now, please return to your seat, Kate Walker.
Yes, Oscar. Immediately, Oscar.
Now we get to move on, I think. Got a sickle and a hammer. I think it's all sickle, right? The Russian.
Yeah.
Kind of scary around here.
Kate Walker! Kate Walker!
Oscar, what's going on? Why has the train stopped? Where are we?
The springs of the train are unwound again, Kate Walker. As for the question pertaining to our geographical location, I really haven't the slightest idea.
Well, we'd better get looking for a winding machine, my dear Oscar. I hope that this place actually has one.
The air here is so polluted that I could not possibly risk leaving the locomotive. My joints might corrode irreparably.
Right. Let's see. Okay, let's try looking on the bright side here. I need to stretch my legs.
Is there something wrong, Kate Walker? Are you uncomfortable? Are the passenger facilities on this train substandard? I shall draw up a formal complaint form for you immediately.
No, Oscar, everything's fine, I assure you. A little walk will do me good, that's all. Gosh, it's really gloomy here. I wonder where on earth I'm going to find a winding machine.
I have total confidence in you, Kate Walker. You are, after all, a brave and resourceful woman.
Yeah, right. Oscar, you couldn't make a little effort for just this once. If we both went looking for the winding machine, the two of us together might find it quicker.
You are in all probability correct, Kate Walker. But the high level of heavy metal miasma that pollutes the atmosphere could cause havoc to my wheelwork.
Let's hope Hans Varlberg once lived here as well. Maybe he planned for his locomotive's unplanned stop and installed a winding machine as well. Otherwise, it's not looking great for the rest of the journey.
Do not forget that Hans Vorarlberg is a genius in the true sense of the word.
But is he a genius with a sense of forward planning?
We will find that out when we find the winding machine.
My God, Oscar, what would I do without you? We just keep stopping. When will we ever get to the end of this journey?
Simply wind up the spring and we can set off immediately.
From your mouth to God's ears. See you soon, Oscar.
I shall stay right here, Kate Walker.
Whoa. It's a very Japanese looking picture.
Yes. This reminds me of check game.
Yeah. Well, it should be wound up, but I know we still have to do a whole bunch of stuff here. Don't remember why.
I can't go that way.
Why? Have to back up, apparently. Oh, the ladder's way back there. Okay. Probably have to have another exit visa. Uh-oh.
Hey! You there!
A thief. There had to be something to slow us down. Why didn't Oscar guard the place? What does Oscar even do?
That door is locked. I've got to find another way around.
My dear brother, what joy to have news of you after your long silence during the war years. So, you're working for the Russians now. I tell you, we've been hearing some worrying stories about them here. Just your description of that dingy factory makes me cough. But it's so good to hear that your talent is being recognized for its true value, and that your automaton creations are taking the place of workers for all those menial jobs. I'm so proud that Vorarlberg automatons are making such a contribution, even if it is small, to the improvement of people's lives.
Meanwhile, back in Valladolid, we've been licking our wounds after the war years. Some people have returned, others not. Life is slowly coming back, but it's taking time. All my love, Anna.
My God, Oscar! Oscar, talk to me! Are you okay?
Why, it is absolutely inadmissible, intolerable, and indescribable. I have been attacked.
What do you mean you've been attacked?
My hands! I no longer have them! They have been stolen!
My God, you haven't got your hands! But who did this? What's going on here?
We can be sure of one thing, Kate Walker. That this heinous crime was committed by a barbarian. A dysfunctional individual whose behavior lacks all finesse.
Did you get a look at your attacker? Tell me exactly how it happened.
I was standing here polishing up my metalwork. I was just thinking that with all the dust in the air, it would be a good idea to...
Oscar!
I was very busy, and I suddenly felt two powerful arms grab me from behind and tie me up before I had the chance to defend myself. I wanted to call out, but my attacker gagged me before I could emit the slightest sound. Then he dismantled my hands with a terrifying pair of pliers. It was horrible.
I can believe it, my poor Oscar, but did you see him?
He was a real barbarian, I tell you. He had bloodshot eyes, steel teeth, and brown scaly skin, and he emitted foul odors. He was a monster, Kate Walker. A real monster. And he had a weapon.
Oscar, please calm down. Everything's going to be all right. Who the heck would be interested in automaton hands?
Even though I say so myself, my hands are two marvels of technology. Please promise to return them to me intact as quickly as possible. I am very attached to them, Kate Walker.
You were attached to them, Oscar, but like you said, I'm a brave and resourceful woman.
Thank you, Kate Walker. But please, above all, do be careful.
Don't you worry about that, Oscar. Right, Oscar. Let's go find this hand bandit. And this time, we're not going to be such a pushover.
Kate Walker, please do not think that this problem does not concern me. But if it's all the same to you, I would so much prefer to stay here, just to be on the safe side. An engineer never abandons his train, after all.
Yeah, sure. Another good reason not to lend a... not to help me out.
Kate Walker, even an automaton deserves a little compassion. I have just been savagely assaulted. Oh, I can feel one of my spasms coming on. I am on the verge of a clockwork breakdown. And all you do is accuse me of being selfish.
Okay, take a rest, Oscar. You're not much use without your hands anyway. Right, I'm done. Take care of yourself, Oscar.
Oops.
Good luck, Kate.
How are you?
Apart,
Anything else you remember, Oscar?
I have told you everything, and I'd rather not think about it anymore.
How old do you think your attacker was?
How old? Such monsters are ageless. I tell you, my wheelwork froze with fear.
I think he must have been an older man. Someone with a soft spot for automatons. An expert who knows how to dismantle a pair of hands with a pair of pliers.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow you.
And what if it was Hans Vorarlberg himself?
Kate Walker, in spite of the respect in which I hold you, permit me to say that such an idea is stupid. Hans Vorarlberg, my attacker. A father would never attack his offspring. Get a grip on yourself. I should point out in all modesty that my attacker must have had muscles to overcome an automaton of my build.
Maybe you're right there, Oscar. I do apologize. Do you know if your attacker stole anything else?
As soon as he'd swiped my hands, he ran away.
Well, at least that's one good piece of news. The train's still intact.
Where you going?
What do you mean, intact?
YouTube
I
video
am
looking
the
for
train engineer. It was designed for me, and I for it. By
Sure.
maiming me in this brutal manner, the barbarian has also mutilated our locomotive.
Okay.
Without me and my hands, we're never going
Yeah,
anywhere.
Boris would love it.
Sure, okay.
Or
Could
even
you
put
maybe
it
tell
on.
me how the train works then?
Just looks so
That is
comfortable.
strictly forbidden,
Oh,
Kate
yeah.
Walker. There is only one engineer, and that train engineer is me. I am sure you don't have a license or authorization or even a deputy engineer's permit.
Do you really think it's the right moment to get wrapped up in red tape, Oscar?
Regulations are regulations, Kate Walker.
Right.
Good luck.
No point weighing myself down.
phone service down here?
Hello? Hello?
Kate, it's Dan. Can you hear me?
Dan, is that you? I can't hear you so good. Dan?
Hey, Kate, let's talk. It's about the last conversation. Are you still mad at me? Come on, it's important.
Dan, you're breaking up. I'll try and call you when I get out of this mine.
You're crazy. Kate, come on, what's happening? Listen, we've got to talk.
Look, the line's just getting worse and worse. I'm hanging up.
So sweet.
It is sweet.
If that's going to work. I don't need to do that. That looks like a ventilation duct. That looks like a vent. It's too dark to continue. That looks like a... That door is locked. I've got to find... That door. I've got to...
What did you hear? she's pretty tough.
I can't go that way. Yes?
Kate, can you hear me this time?
Yes, I can hear you just perfectly, Dan, but I can't talk to you now. I'm in a real hurry.
I wanted to say sorry. I know I wasn't very understanding last time. I've been feeling a bit bad about it.
Okay, you're a real sweetheart, but I've got to leave you now. I'm not angry with you, so don't worry. I've just got to catch up to someone, and quick.
But Kate, this is really important.
I'll call you back, Dan. I'm sorry.
Nice. We have left.
That looks like a...
Oh, look.
I don't need to do that. door is locked.
Need a screwdriver.
Hey, you! Who are you? Careful, I'm warning you. I'm not afraid of you, okay? What do you want? Why did you do that?
There must be some misunderstanding.
Because you give me my hands back. Now!
Your hands? And what are those on the ends of your arms? I can explain everything to you. You see, I'm no thief.
You broke into my train, assaulted my driver, mutilated him, and stole his hands. Apart from that, you are not a thief.
I have not stolen them, miss. Only borrowed them for a while.
You've got to be joking.
I'm not joking with you, miss. I would never take such liberties.
They belong to Oscar, my automaton engineer. Why did you steal them?
They are extraordinary. Real mechanical wonders. I would never have been capable of designing such hands myself. Never. Such workmanship. Such precision crafting. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
And just because you like them, you decided to steal them?
I have only borrowed them, little missy. Temporarily, you understand? Of course, I shall return them to you when I don't need them anymore. You can...
Excuse me?
You see, these hands are all I need to complete my plan. At last, I can finish off my automaton pianist and fulfill my dreams. Everything is now in place. You see, I have converted this old, useless, stupid factory into a magical theater. As you can see, the furnaces, piping, chimney stacks, they've all been converted into one gigantic organ. I will be able to accompany the world's greatest living singer. Now all I need is her...
Who are you?
Sergei Borodin, the director of the industrial city of Komkoltsgrad. Or what is left of it, at least. But who are you, for that matter? And why have you stopped in my station without authorization?
I didn't choose to stop in your station, but my train has a technical problem. My name is Kate Walker, and I'm an American lawyer.
It is very kind of you to come so far just to visit this place.
I repeat again, I never intended to stop here. I'm on a business trip. I'm a lawyer, goddammit.
Right. And what brings you here?
Like I said, a stupid mechanical hitch. I'm sorry, I can't make heads or tails out of your story at all. Without my engineer's hands, I'm stuck here, you see?
Everything I have designed, all that I have invented, everything is for her. Do you realize? Her. Oh, to hear her sing one more time, here in my factory!
But who is she? Who are you talking about?
Helena. The one and only Helena Romansky. Her voice is so pure, like an angel. One day she came here, to Komkoltsgrad. She sang here, you know, when our industrial city was in its heyday. Oh, so long ago now. It was almost unreal. It was magical. I remember it like it was yesterday. Then, later, a long time later, she saved my soul. She saved my life and gave it meaning. When I was told that the mining program was to be abandoned, that this industrial city was consigned to oblivion, that I, its director, would from then on be nothing but a guardian of these rusting remains of a bygone age, that is when I first formed my plan. To bring Helena Romansky back to this factory. But this time, she would sing for me, and me alone.
And is she okay about this?
Sure. Once she finds out that I have done all this for her, when she realizes how I converted this vast network of pipes and tubes to create one of the most impressive organs ever made. Then, you know, this was no small achievement, miss. Once, molten iron flowed through here. Now there wafts only beautiful melodies. But then I realized I had to make an automaton pianist. I began to despair that I would never create hands that were intricate enough. But then you arrived. So lucky, don't you think?
Yeah, that must have been a happy coincidence for someone around here. So, when will this Madame Romansky come back? When do I get my hands back?
I don't know. Maybe someone should look for her. Tell her. Hey, why don't you go? The quicker you bring her back, the sooner you can carry on your business trip. Now, isn't that a good idea?
And you promise that once Helena has sung, you will give me back my automaton's hands?
I promise, my dear. You have my solemn word.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to believe you. Where should I go hunting for this singer, then?
I have no idea. But for a woman of the world like yourself, finding her should pose no obstacle. Helena Romansky was a world celebrity, you know. I have collected many objects, souvenirs of her that I keep in a room. A shrine to her glory. It's like her own personal museum in a way. You should take a look.
This whole story is completely nuts. I'm sorry, I can't make heads or tails out of your story at all. Without my engineer's hands, I'm stuck here, you see?
Everything I have designed, all that I have invented, everything is
But...
Helena.
And is she okay about this?
Sure. Once she finds out that I have done all this for her, when she realizes how I converted this vast network of pipes and tubes to create one of the most impressive organs ever made, then, you know, this was no small achievement, miss. Once molten iron flowed through here. Now there wafts only beautiful melodies. But then I realized I had to make an automaton pianist. I began to despair that I would never create hands that were intricate enough. But then you arrived. So lucky, don't you think?
Yeah, that must have been a happy coincidence for someone around here. So, when will this Madame Romansky come back? When do I get my hands back?
I don't know. Maybe someone should look for her. Tell her. Hey, why don't you go? The quicker you bring her back, the sooner you can carry on your business trip. Now, isn't that a good idea?
And you promise that once Helena has sung, you will give me back my...
I promise, my dear.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to believe you. Where should I go hunting?
I have no idea. But for a woman of the world like yourself, finding her should pose no obstacle. Helena Romansky was a world celebrity, you know. I have collected many objects, souvenirs of her that I keep in a room.
This whole story... And what if I helped you to make some other hands, just for your automaton?
Why should life be complicated when I already have what I need? And I very much doubt you are in any...
You mentioned an automaton pianist, didn't you? Where did you find it?
I pieced it together myself, my dear. Except for the hands, that is. I admit that I underestimated the intricacy of this part of the design. A pianist's hands are very important after all. But enough. Now he has a perfect set of hands.
Your passion amazes me. Have you designed any other automatons here?
No. Clockwork mechanisms do not interest me as such. I simply needed a robot capable of accompanying Helena Romansky on my huge organ. I adapted an existing model, a reject automaton secretary. I reconstructed it and adapted it to this new function.
An existing model, you say? Did you ever know Hans Vorarlberg? He was a kind of mechanical genius, like yourself.
Hans Vorarlberg? Yes. Or maybe... I don't know. No.
Sure, I understand. The number of automatons still functioning in this abandoned complex is amazing, though.
My dear, one thing is for sure. For many years, I have been totally alone here. If that man ever came to this city, he left long, long ago.
When you stepped on the train, you were trespassing on private property.
Everything in this city, sweet lady, belongs to the state. And to all intents and purposes, the state in this city is me.
My train is not a part of this factory. And besides, we never would have stopped here in the first place if its engine hadn't needed winding.
Well, as long as your train is at this station, it may be requisitioned and used for industrial purposes.
Out of the question. And I forbid you to do so.
Maybe I won't have to. Perhaps we can maybe come to some kind of agreement, my sweet lady.
I hope so. And fast. Please, excuse me.
So be it.
It seems this monorail is controlled from somewhere else. Listen, obviously all this has been just one big misunderstanding. So you're going to give me Oscar's hands back, and we're going to get out of your city immediately.
Out of the question. I must have these hands.
I'm sorry, I can't...
Every...
But... well, please... Listen.
Out.
And what if I helped you to make some other...
What?
Please... Hi, Mom.
Kate! What? Have you seen the time? Why are you phoning me in the middle of the night?
Sorry, Mom. I forgot about the time zones. Did I wake you?
Well, of course you woke me up. I was sleeping deeply, too. I simply gotta get my beauty sleep. I've got an absolutely crazy day tomorrow.
I'm sorry. It's just that it's real important and urgent. I haven't got a lot of time.
Well, if it really can't wait till tomorrow, Munchkin, come on, tell your mommy what's up. No way I'm calling Dan for you, if that's what you want.
Mom, listen, please. I seem to remember you're seeing a Marovich or something like that at the moment.
No. Malkovich, Munchkin. Frank Malkovich.
Yeah, right. So, but he's an opera singer, right?
That's right. They say he had the finest voice of his time, my dear. Imagine that.
That's just great. So then he must have known a famous singer. She's Russian, too. Please, if you can ask him if...
Listen, honey, if it's stars you're after, Frank knows them all. I'll just wake him up and let him tell you himself.
You mean he's...
Do you know this song? Oh, you do? Oh, Kate, listen, you're still there. Frank tells me he did hang out with a Romansky once, but it was platonic. You know those singers. She's a great soprano.
Great. Does he know where she went? Does she still sing? Where does she live?
1 second, Munchkin. You know? Oh. Frank says she was very ill and she withdrew from circulation. Really? Oh, what is... Oh, okay. She went to rest in some spa somewhere. He thinks it was called Arrelbad, but it was 15 years ago and he's not sure. And well, honey, when Frank wakes up, he always takes a little bit of time to get going, you know.
Thanks a bundle, Mom. And Frank, too. You're both fantastic. Love you both. Thanks again. Catch you later. Hello?
Did I wake you up? I can't sleep at all. This whole business just keeps turning round and round in my head.
What business, Dan?
But Kate, that argument we had, have you forgotten? I really need to talk about that again.
Oh, you know, I guess we were both a little high-strung, that's all. But don't sweat it, okay?
Yeah, sure. Getting carried away never solves anything, does it? I must say I felt really dumb when I hung up.
Really?
Yeah, I left the door to my office open and I was convinced everybody around heard me.
I'm so embarrassed, Dan. Please say I'm sorry to your colleagues from me.
It doesn't matter, honey. Promise me that you will never put me in that state again. You're usually so delightful. I have the impression that this journey is putting more than distance between us.
Well, it's true. I'm living a whole load of new and amazing experiences.
Okay, I see. And still no Hans Vorarlberg?
No.
Keep me posted. You know how important you are to me. Hurry home, huh?
I'll try. Big hug, Dan. Director.
Ah, it is you, Miss Walker.
Director, I think I know where Helena Romansky is.
My God, you have found Helena? That is fantastic.
How can I get to Arrelbad?
There is one way that you can. Here, in the city, there are no suitable vehicles left. But that drunk old fool living up there, he'll have something.
What drunken old fool? You mean you're not alone? What's up there?
You mean you haven't noticed the space compound on the plateau? There's still some pathetic old soldier guarding it. But he's more interested these days in reaching for another bottle than reaching for the stars.
And you think this gentleman could have a vehicle for me?
I haven't the slightest idea. If you catch him on a good day, then maybe. But good days for him are far and few between. I wish you luck.
How do I get up to the space compound then?
There is a monorail that leads up to the Cosmodrome. When you are inside, I will activate the automatic pilot.
From my research, Helena Romansky is living in Arelbad.
Arelbad? Helena Romansky is in Arelbad.
You know the town then? You know where it is?
Of course. It was a famous spa resort. In its heyday, Arelbad welcomed all the big wigs of the regime. To be granted a stay there was a real honor. Today, the honor has gone, along with all the generals and colonels, all washed away with the sea.
It sounds like a good place if you need to take it easy or convalesce.
I think Madame Romansky would be happier here. I think she'll prefer the peace and quiet here, the perfect tranquility of our little town.
Why don't you come with me? After all, you're the person in the best position to convince Helena Romansky.
Unfortunately, since my accident, I seldom leave my office if I can avoid it. And it is not wise for a director to leave his city now, is it?
Okay.
I am...
Hello?
Kate! Oh, is that you? How are you?
Olivia, great, just the right person. Look, have you heard of Helena Romansky?
No. Is she some Russian fashion designer?
No, she's a singer. I'm going to be meeting her soon. I've just got to find a way of reaching Arelbad. Can you imagine how lucky I am?
Not really. Well, what relation's this singer got with the toy case? You sure you know what you're up to, Kate? You sound really different, like you're changing or something.
Look, it's like this. If I'm going to get to the end of my journey, I've got to link up this singer and the director of the Komkalsgrad Industrial City. Don't worry, I know exactly what I'm doing. Why did you say that I've changed?
I don't know, just an impression. You sound more sure of yourself, like stronger, more confident.
And that's a problem?
There you go. Just takes one word and you're up on your high horse. I'm beginning to see Dan's point of view. It's getting harder and harder to back you up all the time.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that I had a drink or two with Dan, because he wants to talk. He feels a bit lonely, you see?
And what's he been telling you?
Nothing. He just has the impression you're slipping away from him. He can't see where you're coming from anymore. Like, we went to the movies the other day, and he said that you would have loved the film, but I told him that...
You mean you're dating my fiancé?
No! No, not dating, Kate. Just propping him up while you're away. All in a good cause. I can keep an eye on him for you at the same time.
What would I do without you?
Oh, you're jealous. Well, that's a good sign. That means you want him. Now, that he'll be pleased to hear.
You seeing each other again soon?
Tomorrow night. He invited me to dinner at the Goldberg. You don't mind, do you, Kate?
No worries. Look, I've got to go, Olivia. Take care.
Merry Christmas, Jake. It's so good to see you. It's been very quiet here on YouTube, which I expected, but I wanted to keep playing Syberia, so I didn't really care if anyone showed up, but it was a Christmas present to see that you showed up. With a Christmas tree. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. You better drive careful. Did you get any Christmas presents? Clothes is good. Otherwise, we'd be running around naked.
Excuse me. Sir, sorry to disturb you, but yoo-hoo. Can you hear me?
3, 2, 1, contact! And we have liftoff! Oh, holy mother. A dame. A pretty dame on the launch pad.
Please, no need to worry, sir. Just do stay calm. I just want some information.
Watch what you're doing, sweetheart. We ain't got no information, no strategies, no plans to tell anyone, anywhere, anytime. Military regulations, you dig it, man?
Cool. It has like 80 games on it or something, right? Yeah, I bet. That's awesome. What did you play? Or did you play lots of stuff?
My name's Kate Walker. I'm a lawyer from... I'm a bit lost. And I guess you know this place.
Boris Charov, at your service, madam. Can I offer you something from the bar?
No, thank you. Tell me, how long have you been here?
For as long as it took for you to come along, sweet pea. Don't
Nice.
think I've been lonely. I got a bottle or two here. Keep me company?
You're a soldier, aren't you? Ex-cosmonaut?
Hey, honey, that's all in the past. Hell, let's talk about today. Let's have a drink. That's an order, soldier.
Please, can you try and get a grip? I must absolutely find a way out of this industrial complex.
Jeez, me too. I've really got to get out of this dump, but not before I've had a little drink. Here, get your pretty little lips around this. Vodka. Tell me what you think.
Do you have a vehicle to lend me? I think I'd even test one of your rockets right now if I had to.
Toast my rockets. Hey, pretty dame, I'll drink to that. Now, just a minute. We gotta need a special bottle for this special occasion. Something to blow you away. 3, 2, 1, contact!
Okay, that...
What was that? Did you say something? Are our female comrades revolting or what? Oh, trouble on its way. Bottom.
Does the name Hans Vorarlberg mean anything to you?
Karsberg. Of course I know that name. But sorry, it's been a long time since I've seen something like that around here.
Vorarlberg. He's a person. I'm looking for him, and I think he might have come by here a few years ago.
Well, in that case, let us raise our glasses to this brave man.
I came here by train, but I've got this mechanical problem. I had to leave the train down in the industrial zone. The director down there told me you were here.
Nah, Borodine, that dumb traitor. I tell you, he's gone over to the enemy, over to the dark side. It's terrifying, the darkness. Eating out his brain. The jerk.
That's maybe going a bit far. He is a little eccentric, I'll grant you that. But when you live on your own, cut off from the world for so long...
His brain's gone AWOL, I tell you. There's no darkness
Nobody
in my
spells
brain.
that out.
I've got a cure. See? My secret antidote. Go on, have some. It'll stop you getting a cold.
I don't think I'm in a high-risk category, but thanks anyway. So many birds nesting around here. What attracts them all here like that?
Dumb birds. But at least a bird don't get bored, does it? See? They can fly. Them birds, geez, they can fly.
Sounds like you're jealous of them.
Well, maybe you're just right there. Because sometimes I like to let Soyuz loose and watch them circle for hours on ends. The birds, they crap themselves when they see him coming. Don't stop them coming back, though.
Soyuz?
Soyuz, ma'am. A silver angel. A savior who cleans our cosmodrome of them dirty rats with dirty wings.
I need to get to Arrowbad, and quick.
You go ahead, soldier. I'll stay here and keep you covered. I got the supplies here. Got to keep an eye on them. Tricky job.
I was going to... Forget it. It doesn't matter.
I am not drunk. I have drunk. A little. Strange. Sure, I left a bottle or two around here. I gotta get some air. Wall's getting pretty tight. We'll think about that blast off later, huh?
Are you okay, Colonel? Are you sure you're all right?
Homely looking fella.
Be careful! Don't lean out too far or you'll...
Ah!
I need a key.
Wow. What am I missing here? What am I not understanding? Weird. What do I not understand about this?
Hey, what's happening? That's water you got there. Stop it! Now!
Calm down. It's all right. Just a little wake-up call, that's all. You must have had quite a bit to drink.
Gee, you're right there. Not the first time, either. Probably won't be the last. Man, my head. Please,
Please, do excuse me. But it was the only way I could...
a little extreme, maybe. But I get the impression you're a lady who likes...
My name is Kate Walker. I'm a lawyer currently in charge of a special case. I'll spare you the details, but I've landed here, you see, unintentionally.
It is indeed an honor to welcome you here to the Cosmodrome, ma'am. My name is Colonel Boris Shawarov. I'm a Red Army test pilot regent. Now I babysit the Komkalsgrad space complex.
This is an amazing complex. Shame it's a little run down.
What do you expect? Space race is yesterday's news. That's the way it is. News 1 minute, history the next.
I came here by train, but unfortunately it broke down. I've got to get to Arrowbad immediately. Someone told me you might have a vehicle to lend me.
Someone? Who might that someone be? I hope you're not talking about Sergei Borodin.
Well, yes, I am. The director of the industrial complex below.
Be careful, ma'am. He is not a rational man. He can be mean and very dangerous.
He suggested I come and see you, actually. But I get the impression that he doesn't care much for you either.
I don't care what he thinks of me. All I say to you is, watch out for him.
There aren't many vehicles on this base.
When they decided to close the Cosmodrome, they towed all the useful equipment away.
It doesn't matter. I'll find some other way.
If I can help you, please, just ask.
I'm looking for someone. Hans Vorarlberg. And I think he came by here about 20 years ago.
Hans? You want to know if I know Hans? But of course. He invented one of the most incredible flying machines of the Cosmodrome. Christmas, good old Hans. Even after
Christmas,
that
that's
dumb and
today.
dirty trick he played on me. But I wouldn't give to see him again.
What do you mean? What did he do to you?
Hans Vorarlberg and his famous flying wing. See, he invented this kind of spring-loaded launcher, capable of projecting a weird rocket into the stratosphere. It was red revolutionary hot, and I was going to be its first test pilot. Holy cow, what a job. And then several days before the launch, Hans disappears into thin air like that. Poof!
Poof.
The test program? Well, it's abandoned.
Just disappeared like that? Without saying where he was going?
You see, he wanted to hit the stars, but not bombs, if you get my drift. One day, Hans finally worked out what his launcher was really for. The generals have always called the shots here, you realize, and when they asked Hans to screw a nuclear warhead onto his flying wing, well, he wasn't a happy man. So he left, just like that.
If everything was ready, why didn't you just wind the thing up and go flying after all?
Nobody understood machines here like Hans, especially not his own utopian inventions. You see, such inventions only live and breathe with their creator in the saddle. Without him, space travel became damn near impossible. Since then, well, I still like to travel, but in my own little way.
I'm beginning to understand a bit about how Hans Vorarlberg's inventions work. What is this one like?
I don't really know. As you can see, I'm a soldier, ma'am. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not a goddamn aerospace engineer.
I've left my train in the Komkalsgrad station. Do you think it'll get in the way?
If I were you, I'd get out of there as quick as possible.
That's exactly what I intend to do, as soon as the director gives me back my automaton's hands. That's why I want to go to Arelbad.
So go, and go quickly, and get back what belongs to you. With a man like that, you never know what might happen.
You don't like him very much, then?
I'll confess that since his accident, he's gone a little doolally. These days, I stay clear of him, and you should do the same.
I don't really have the choice. Don't you find it strange to see so many birds in the Cosmodrome?
It's the iron rafters. They love them. Nowadays, they can enjoy a bit of good old peace and quiet here. So, of course, they turn up in flock loads. Sometimes I set Soyuz onto them. Just like the good old days.
Soyuz?
Soyuz is the last Golden Eagle left in active service. We had to get the dumb canaries out of the way before takeoff, so what did we do? Set the Eagle on them. And you should see them fly. Soyuz, he's like a cat among the pigeons. Magnificent.
Does Arelbad mean anything to you?
Arelbad. It's been a long time since I heard that name. It's a spa resort, man. Top brass of the regime would go there. As well as convalescing soldiers, tired politicians, profiteers and racketers, the whole caboodle. I'd go live it up, all expenses paid. One privilege I never got. Just 2 steps away from becoming the nation's hero, and no free holiday for me.
And where exactly is this place?
Further east. We never had to know where exactly. The airship was programmed to take vacationers there. From here.
Thank you so much for helping me. I'm sorry to have woken you up.
It's been great talking to you, ma'am. I think I'll take 4.
You okay, Boris?
This thing. This. Sir?
My head.
I came here by train.
Some?
Well,
Be careful.
he's...
I don't...
Right.
Don't...
Sir? Right.
Don't...
Sir?
My...
There aren't many vehicles.
When they...
It... Does... and
Further...
my name is... This...
Why do you...
Don't you find...
It's the...
So... Right.
Don't you...
I need a key. Sir? Do you think the air...
No idea.
And then I've got to learn how to use...
You won't have any worries there. It has an automatic pilot.
Thanks. Right.
Don't you...
Doesn't look like that. Comrade Boris, I need a...
Excuse me?
To get the centrifuge going, we'll need to analyze the pilot's blood. If you're going to the stars, you've got to be in good health, you see? That's why I need a blood...
There's two things a good soldier is always ready to do. Drop his pants and spill his blood. Go ahead.
I'll only be needing your blood.
My pleasure, ma'am. Ow!
Okay, I think I've figured out how it works. Get settled in and let's go. Colonel.
Never been better. Miss Walker, come in.
Clear as smog.
I'm ready.
Takeoff procedure engaged.
Colonel, you've forgotten to tell me the secret of the airship. What do I have to do?
The airship will need to be right up.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff.
Hello?
What do you think you're doing, Kate? I wanted updates. I wanted results.
Certainly, Mr. Marson. We all do. Down on the ground, we're doing all we can, but there's no new developments.
Kate, I don't think you understand the urgency of this situation. Universal Toys are on my back and digging in. I can't hold them off much longer. You're putting the firm in a very tricky situation.
I am very sorry, but a slight mishap or two has meant that I've had to modify my mission temporarily.
Miss Walker, you're walking on a minefield here. I don't have to underline that this affair is Class A priority numero uno. Hot.
I am only too aware of that, Mr. Marson, and believe me, I am doing all I possibly can. But this mission is really no piece of cake.
You can have all the cake you want and eat it too when you get home. Next time I call you, I want something concrete, something solid. I want results. You understand? Results.
Yes, Mr. Marson. That is so beautiful. Good morning, sir.
Good day to you, ma'am, and welcome to the Hotel Kronsky. I don't expect you've made a reservation, have you? Well, no matter. We've got a few rooms left with a sea view. By far the best on offer.
Well, actually I wasn't counting on staying in Arrowbad.
I see. It's like that then. So, what can I do for you?
Let me introduce myself. I'm Kate Walker. I'm a lawyer sent by a major...
Ah, very pleased to meet you, Miss Walker. Felix Smetana at your service. I'm the receptionist of this establishment. Between you and me and the brick wall, I often play the role of general manager here, too.
This hotel is truly incredible, though. It's kind of sumptuous in an old-fashioned way.
You should see how sumptuous our suites are. For more than a whole century, they have accommodated some of the world's greats. Would you like to take one?
No, it's okay, thank you. I'm not...
Right. Well, in that case, I don't see what I can do for you.
I want to meet someone who lives here.
That's very inconvenient. None of my customers said they were expecting someone. You can't just turn up like that. We've got a very strict policy. In this day and age, the hotel ain't too open to, impromptu visits from any Tom, Dick, or Harry.
Please, I absolutely must speak with her. It's very important.
If it was that important, all you had to do was ring the hotel. People come here to rest, you see, to get away from the world, which ain't turning so good these days. Don't let me keep you.
Honestly, if I could have called, I would have called, but I couldn't. So please...
Ma'am, in this hotel, we don't bend nothing for no one.
Sir, I really...
I'm sorry, ma'am, but my helping hand...
Well, let me just say that by helping me out, you'd also be helping out one of your very own guests.
Ma'am, I'm not to be wound around anyone's little...
Could you tell me if a certain Hans Vorarlberg has ever been here?
On a spa hop?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but our hotel register is strict.
Come on, please. It's not like it's a state secret you're telling me here.
And if I just let you consult our register, what am I going to get out of it?
My eternal gratitude?
That's just what I was expecting. Adieu, as the French say, madame.
Usually I travel on this fantastic mechanical train. Haven't I seen some kind of a station here? Is it possible to arrive?
Of course it is. What were you suggesting? If I'm not very much mistaken, that's your air balloon I see getting blown to shreds in the hotel
Oh yeah, the airship. That's a bit different. I just borrowed that to make the round-trip journey.
Whatever. You better think about getting it off there, and quick. With that contraption on my lawn, some of...
It's a real shame that there aren't any guests.
We had our moment of glory, but now it's all in the past.
Doesn't it make you sad?
Why should it? Once upon a time I met the greatest of the great. Now I got my
Well...
At you.
The doors... Sir? Sir?
Attack! Attack! Attack!
I'm sorry to disturb you again, but I've
Don't even think about it.
Why are you telling me that?
No reason. Like that, just in case you feel like walking in and rummaging about. The times are changing, ma'am, and we've had to introduce a security system. Keep out unwanted visitors.
Yeah, of course. Well... Sir.
Well...
Well... Sir?
You again? You're beginning to really overstep the mark. I warn you, one more and I'm going to... But what the hell's going on over there? Why is it me gets hell to pay when there's already too much work to do?
that door. Hello there.
Good afternoon, miss.
Are you the hotel barman?
My name is James, miss. James, the automaton nurse. I am not a barman.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to upset you.
If you don't mind, miss, I would appreciate it if you would just be a little more rigorous in the terms you employ in the future.
My name is Kate Walker.
Pleased to meet you, miss. You are not here for treatment, are you?
No, I'm not. I only want to meet Madame Romansky.
I would be delighted to serve you tea when Madame returns from her constitutional.
I don't want to impose. Maybe your mistress won't want to take tea with me.
Madame likes to complain for the sake of it. Believe me, she loves visits.
In that case, thanks for the invitation.
Hi, how was your movie?
I'm looking for Madame Romansky.
3:30 to 4:30 p.m., Madame Romansky takes her daily constitutional on the pier. Tea is served at 5 o'clock sharp.
Is it possible to go see her?
As you wish, but do pay attention to the salt wind.
It was very one-sided. It was still fun to watch to see how people live, because it follows people like in the schools, and it follows people like in the hallways, and people at their homes, and people at work and stuff like that.
I see.
I'm looking for...
I see that I love you.
Can you take me to Helena Romansky?
I love you.
So?
How's your stream going?
Madame knows perfectly
Oh, very
well
quiet,
that
but I'm
during
having
this
fun playing
season,
this game.
I don't go down
Jake
to
came
the
for
pier.
just a second,
My
you see.
wheelwork goes
And that's it.
ticking under the double corrosive action of the salt and sand winds.
You like having two screens?
Listen, you can hear them sweeping up and down the beach and out to sea. We call it the salt wind here. It'll drive us all crazy one of these days.
Come on. Just make a little effort.
No, I'll stay here and make ready for Madame in case she needs me.
Cool.
She can be so unpredictable, such violent swings of mood.
Have you ever heard of a Mr. Vorarlberg?
The name is not entirely foreign to me.
Really? You know Hans Vorarlberg?
That I cannot say, miss. Madame has forbidden me from talking about him and even mentioning his name.
Why?
Nostalgia, sadness, medication. Call it what you humans will. We never had this conversation, did we, miss? Madame would be very angry to learn that I know, and now you know as well.
Don't worry. Mum's the word.
What does that even mean?
I'm not actually sure what mum's the word.
I'm gonna look up right now.
Okay,
because
you look it up
that's
for me.
That's a
Do you know Comkausgrad?
Says it in
I
Colombo.
left my train there with its engineer.
Who says it in Colombo?
You'll never guess what.
And,
It's an automaton, just like
the British
you.
episode,
There's
Dagger of the
even a
Mind.
family resemblance.
Firstly, I would say that I do not know Comkausgrad. Secondly, I have never taken a train. Thirdly, the existence of another automaton with such a degree of finesse as myself appears very unlikely. Madame has always assured me that I am a unique model, a gift from a former admirer.
Yeah, but you two really do look alike. And you know, I miss him.
Why is he not here with his train then? I would never allow Madame Romansky to leave on her own.
It's a long story, but hopefully I'll see him again soon.
Such attachment is very touching, miss.
Well, I'm going, James. See you later, maybe.
It would be a pleasure to see you again, miss.
I don't need to use the...
In Shakespeare's Henry VI, the line from Shakespeare is, Seal up your lips and give no words but mum. So, Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, who can figure out Shakespeare?
I know.
Everything we know about Shakespeare is complete speculation.
Yep.
But that makes sense if it's from Shakespeare. And what that line actually is, out of everything on
Darn
the
it!
that line is the
That doesn't work.
clearest.
Just as I
Seal
thought.
up your lips and give no words but mum.
Look, Aaron, it's like Evil Within.
Whoa.
Pick a number.
It is.
Pick a number, Aaron.
968. I think it's got to load all its back out there. Back up on the RAM. Which, you still haven't tried out your new RAM with your video editing and stuff like
I
that.
know it. I will definitely.
I have no idea how good your computer is.
No, I just played Syberia as soon as you made my monster computer. Isn't that funny?
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Oh yeah, I'm still in military base. Oh, I'm having so much fun already. Because I know what I'm doing. I'm glad I watched that documentary because it was interesting, but it felt extremely biased.
Yeah.
Even in the comments they were talking about it.
How biased it is?
Yeah. It'd be like the equivalent of taking a camera into like Pensacola, Florida at Abeka Christian College and videotaping people talk about how amazing and godly and wonderful George Bush is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's that same caliber of, and then portraying it as like this is all of America.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of other countries do think all of America thinks alike.
Yeah. A lot of countries
And America thinks that a lot of countries all think alike.
Yeah.
Because we only go by what the news tells us.
Exactly, which is why I don't like the news.
I wish the news was illegal or only talked about things that were real.
Right.
Or truthful, or proven, or factual. Yes. And not all these lies that are apparently okay.
It's like Columbus says, every person is a very individual person.
Mm-hmm.
But Russia seems to think that Americans are all pro-Biden, which is awful. Like, they think that Biden is super evil and that all Americans love Biden. And it's completely opposite.
That's true.
There was an awesome comment on there. Someone posted a comment on there saying, "Wow, I cannot believe how they could have how that woman could have any possible love or respect for Putin after all the war crimes that he's committed." And someone else wrote back and it said, "Well, at least she isn't confused about her gender."
Uh-huh.
That is true. Gender confusion is one thing that's not a big thing in Russia. It's more Western.
No. That only really happens with people who have way too much time and money on their hands. And way too many Way too much freedom.
Is she wearing a gas mask?
Yep, except her mouth is up here. I have to fix that.
Why is everyone wearing a gas mask?
Because it's very polluted and salty out here.
Isn't this near the end of the game?
I'm getting there, yeah. I think there's one more map after this, I think. I'm not positive. Let's see if her face is fixed.
They did show in the documentary a 9th grade girl take apart, they were timing her in school, disassembling and reassembling an AK-47, and she did it like under 20 seconds, and it was wild. I was like, dang.
Madam
Showed
Romansky?
me up.
Madam Helena Romansky?
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you, ma'am. My name's Kate Walker. I've come on behalf of Frank Malkovich.
Ah, Malkovich, the old son of a gun. Are you one of his relatives?
Not exactly. He's a good friend of my mother's. He told me you might be here in Arrowbad. I'm American, a lawyer.
To what do I owe your visit? You have come so far.
visit,
It must be important.
Yeah, they're
Indeed
even
it
looking at
is.
each other as if they can see each
I
other.
have very delicate and pressing business to attend to. I have just left.
Later, my dear, later. I have a slight headache. This hotel mask, they pinch so. I have to go in. Please, could you be so kind as to call my valet?
Thank you for telling me.
Your valet, of course.
Hey, since you're so close to beating this game, are you wanting to play Syberia 2 together?
It doesn't have to be together if you don't want to spend hours and hours just sitting next to me.
I can always look over.
You can always look over and be like, hey, look at this cutscene.
Sounds good. I do.
I probably will move on to Syberia 2 because it's been fun.
That's awesome.
And I remember not caring that much for Syberia 2, so maybe as an adult,
Maybe it'll be amazing.
it'll be better.
Maybe now that you've experienced more of life,
Yeah.
then you'll play Syberia 2 and be like, wow. You'll be like over here bursting with tears.
Better than the first
You'll be
one.
holding back the tears because it'll be so meaningful.
You know me.
You know, yeah. I'll probably be bursting with tears because it's so meaningful and I'm not even playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like...
Madam Romansky?
So, is James coming or isn't he? Oh,
It's cool that you're creating content and having fun.
Yep, I am having fun.
You back here again? How dare you show your damn face round here? Get out of here immediately.
Please. I absolutely must find.
Miss Romansky. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. She managed to lie her way in here. Don't matter how vigilant you are, there's always one. But it won't happen again. She'll be out on her ear before you can say, I hope she hasn't upset you too much.
oh, Felix. Stop being such a grizzly bear. This woman is my guest.
She's your guest. But that ain't possible. This vandal didn't even know you 3 hours ago.
Be quiet, Felix, before you offend someone.
Miss Romansky, please. This maniac turned up earlier and tried to wreck the fountain. If it wasn't for the...
I said enough, Felix. Please treat Miss Walker with the respect befitting one of my friends. Don't touch and don't swear. Have I made myself clear, Mr. Smetana?
Yes, yes, crystal clear, Madam Romansky. Please do accept my humble apologies.
Very good, Felix. You may go now.
Madam Romansky.
So, is...
He hasn't gone outside at all, has he?
Yeah, I let him outside.
He hasn't since I've...
It was before you streamed.
Not since I've been conscious. Where was I? In the bathroom?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Hello there.
Good
How
afternoon.
to use a tourniquet?
Do you know Madame Romansky?
I have been in Madame's service.
So you must have seen a thing or two. That must have been amazing to take care of such...
I was but a twinkle in my creator's eye. Madame required my services shortly after her arrival here.
Stick your arm.
Can you take me to Helena?
Not at this.
So?
Madame knows perfect.
Come on.
No.
I'm supposed to tell him to go get her.
I'm looking for Madame Is it...
Once you do that, you grab this with your teeth and twist it, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to.
Oh, I'm supposed to ring the bell, aren't I?
Well, I'm
Silly. How's it going, Aaron?
Good. He was looking at me like, why would I ever need to learn to do that? I can just lick my wounds.
You never know, Boris. I think I know how to do it. Just put the arm in there and close it and twist it. Right?
Yeah. Of course, is being very sweet, letting me put this around his leg. He's starting to get a little concerned when I was tightening it. I didn't use the handlebar, I just simply put it around the leg.
That's a lot of Velcro.
Sorry.
Velcroing right by the microphone.
What? What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said you're Velcroing right by the microphone.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I don't care. Nobody's even watching today because everyone's opening presents and spending time under the Christmas tree.
That's good.
It is very good. But there could be those lone wolves out there that...
Whoa, I don't want you chatting with any lone wolves.
Oh, there could be those lone cats out there that don't have a Christmas tree to be under.
So here's my question: If I'm out working and you're at home and you decide to start streaming, and there's some guy that starts flirting with you, are you gonna flirt back?
No, I'll kick him out. Or I'll tell him to leave. Thank you. I'm no interest. I'm not even entertained by it.
You're happy with your husband?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having so much fun with the fact that I'm just not working. You know?
I know it.
It's wonderful.
Well, this was supposed to work.
So I got some missions to. If you think my game's too loud, let me know.
Okay.
James, what are you waiting for?
The bell did indeed ring, but it is very...
Yeah, it is a bit gusty.
Madame doesn't understand. She says an automaton doesn't need protection, but my insides don't like the salty wind.
And if you wore my mask, to protect you against the salt?
Oh, most...
Katie Pooh. So, have you met her yet? This Helena person? What's she like? Does she remember Frank?
Hi, Mom. Yeah, sure. I met her, and yeah, she's living in Arrowbad. You can thank Frank for me again.
I'll remember to, honey. So, what's Arrowbad like? Maybe Frank can take me there one day.
It's this seaside resort, Ma, but it isn't what it used to be. You'd be real disappointed.
Maybe you're right. So, when are you coming home? Is that mission all over then?
Not really, Ma. I still haven't found the heir I'm looking for to wrap up the case. Helena Romansky's a kind of detour here.
Listen, Munchkin. I get the distinct impression that you're being led up the garden path. Why don't you just come home, tell your boss this heir just doesn't exist, that you've done all you can, et voila.
Ma, please, don't get involved. Looking for Hans Vorarlberg is what I'm being paid for. But I also just want to find him for myself.
Honestly, you're just as stubborn as your father. Don't complain that your mother didn't warn you.
Don't worry, I won't. It's a real honor to meet you, Madame Romansky. People have told me so much about you.
People still talk about me. Oh dear.
Of course. Everyone tells me how wonderful you were. How you were one of the greatest singers of the century.
Ah, so I was, my dear. But surely...
Like I said, I'm a lawyer, and to tell you the truth, I don't know much about classical music.
Oh, you are too late, my child. 10 years too late. And how is dear Frank? Do tell me. Oh, I am still angry with him for leaving like that to America. Don't be offended, but
I don't think he sings much anymore. The odd gala, the odd charity event.
Oh, his love. Do you hear that, James? There is someone who's...
Never said they didn't, madam.
What about this other gentleman? What is his...
Yes, you once sang in Komkalsgrad. An incredible recital, if the director's account is anything to go by. If you only knew how moved he still is. He's another...
I must confess that seeing one of my greatest admirers once more would do wonder.
I'm wrapped up in a case at the moment, and because of it, I met a certain Mr. Sergei Borodin, director of the Komkalsgrad in...
Ah, I remember that factory.
Madame Romansky, this Borodin is one of your biggest fans. If you could come and sing for him there, it would make...
Sing? Oh, my poor girl. I have not sung for years. Time has taken...
Oh, aren't you going a bit far there? I bet you...
Oh, you are the sweetest cherry, my dear. I am not senile yet, but I look reality in the face every time I look in the mirror.
Madame Romansky, please understand, I would never have come so far to...
I understand, my dear, but my health is failing me.
Strange. I get the impression that Hans Vorarlberg turned up...
You know Hans Vorarlberg?
Not exactly. I'm looking for him to sort out this inheritance case. But I've had to snoop around in his past a bit to get on his trail, and I guess he's kind of a close friend now. You...
Oh, yes. I knew Hans Vorarlberg. Do you hear, James? Ah, if you had the chance to meet Hans. My Hans.
As questions go, madam, that one is not without certain complication.
I'm sorry, but I have no idea. That's the goal of my mission, to find Hans Vorarlberg. That's why
And you cannot find him without the train?
The train is one of his last inventions. So is Oscar, the automaton engineer. I get the feeling that the two of them are going to lead me.
Did you hear that, James? I might see Hans again. I have dreamed so long of meeting my dearest sweetheart again. Oh, if only I could sing. If only I were in Paris, I would ask George for that miracle cocktail.
Yes, madam. As you have frequently said, without that famous cocktail, your French tour would have
I don't understand.
An extraordinary tale, my dear.
Yeah.
It was
Let
December,
me know when you start
and it was
building your
terribly
spot.
cold and damp. I had to play the role of Tatiana that evening at the opera. But since the morning, I had lost my voice. It drove me completely mad with worry. I don't know how George, the barman at the Moritz Hotel, heard about my affliction, but he brought me up a cocktail that he had invented. A strange concoction. But it turned out to be a miracle cure. My voice returned to me in an instant.
That's amazing. That's just what we need.
Ah, my dear child. It is impossible. George never told me the recipe.
Well, I'm going to get George to tell me. He hasn't yet met with my powers. Look, please, you absolutely have to...
Your trade.
That's right. I've been traveling on this amazing locomotive with this automaton.
Do you hear that, James? An automaton? You have a twin brother? How delightful. And I thought I was the only person.
Permit me to express my surprise, madam. Surely the fact that I remain in your service guarantees my uniqueness.
Oscar isn't my butler, though. He has a great independence of thought.
Just like you, James.
Madam will not be surprised to hear that she is strongly advised not to undertake a journey that, unless I am very much mistaken...
James, only one of us will make that decision, and that person is me. I'm very curious to meet your automaton, my dear. Where is it?
He had to stay with the train in Komkalsgrad. The director used his hands for the final touches on his pianist. It's the same pianist that will...
How quaint. Another automaton. And this one can even play along with me?
You must have had a fantastic life.
Ah, much more than you could ever imagine. I used to sing the finest melodies of the moment in the most fantastic theaters around the world. I have been hailed by kings and courted by princes. Grown men would sink to their knees when they heard the first notes of my recital. My voice could break crystal.
I'm not surprised.
Then one day sickness steals away the gift life has given you. My voice started to betray me. I started to get migraines. My health failed. They sent me here to let the spa town weave its healing spell.
But you look so healthy.
Oh.
I'll let you get a bit of rest.
It was a real...
Darn it!
Чего тебе?
Hello, Hotel Moritz?
Reception here. Can I help you?
I'd like to talk to Mr. George. He's a bar...
I'll connect you with the bar. Hello, Hotel Bar?
Hi. I'd like to talk to George, please.
George? You mean Mr. George?
Yeah, probably. He must have been a barman at the Moritz in the 50s.
Well, don't want to disappoint you, but Mr. George stopped working here quite a while ago. What was it about?
I've been told that Mr. George had a recipe for a fantastic cocktail, and only he knew the ingredients. I absolutely must know what was in it. It's a matter of life and death.
I'd love to help you, ma'am, but you see, old George, now he knew a lot of cocktails. One hell of a barman and one hell of a reputation. He did write down his recipes before he left, but if you can tell me which one you were looking for exactly?
I don't know. There are a lot of them, you say?
Yeah, the Paris Peking Shuffle, the Deep Green Secret, Boko Poco, Blue Helena, Red Mambo.
Helena! Yeah, that's the one. The Blue Helena.
Right, I'll take a look. Blue Helena, you say? Let's see. 1 measure of vodka, 1 measure of blue curacao, 1 measure of honey, a dash of lime and ice cubes. Shake it all together, and Bob's your uncle.
Perfect. Thank you very much, sir. You have been most helpful to me.
Can you now?
Can you go outside? Has the rain ceased for a moment? Going outside. What decision making?
His life's so hard.
I know. Thanks for letting him out.
Scream a lot.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I haven't seen a helicopter and stalker since Shadow Chernobyl.
I wonder how that works.
I wonder too. How do you get this going?
Hello? Я слушаю.
Hmm.
Чего тебе?
I'm sorry to disturb you.
Yeah, I think I can thrust with my queen through there. Unless...
I can see that I'm...
hey, no. Check in 2 moves. Maybe I'll squeeze him with my bishop instead. Nothing like a good...
Okay, I wouldn't like to disturb you any longer. My, it's, that is important. Right.
So it'll be like a new experience then.
Like a new experience just because...
My voice. My God, that is atrocious. Horrific. It was too good to be true. George's Blue Helena is powerless. Ineffective on the voice of an old woman.
But your voice is perfect. Don't be so down on yourself. You just need to warm up a bit, that's all. After all these years, it's to be expected.
No, I am very grateful for all your efforts, but really, I cannot go on stage with such a puny, pathetic voice. My performance would be so poor. I would get such bad reviews.
You've just got to get your confidence back. Hasn't she, James?
I must concur, madam. It sounds to me like your voice is fully restored.
James, be quiet. You are a sniveling little creep. My voice. My God, what have I done? My voice has returned. Did you hear that, James? My voice has returned.
Your voice is still as magnificent as ever, madam. But please don't forget, you're no spring chicken these days. Time has taken its toll.
And you're not the toy boy you once were either, James. I hope you have fun on your own.
Madam, leaving you is quite out of the question.
Don't be stupid, James. What would you do there? Your place is here. You must prepare my return.
Madam, I won't insist. Adventure is not an integral part of my action functionalities. Maybe you're right, madam. As ever.
Do I understand correctly that you're going to go with me to Comcall's Graph?
You do, my dear. We're going on tour, my dear. Anchors away.
I'll go back to the airship to prepare my departure. You can join me there when you're ready.
James, take me to my room. I must prepare. Quick! Quick! What are you waiting for? My fans are waiting for me.
Are you sure you're sure about this, madam?
Shut up, James, and put your foot on it.
He's a good boy, isn't he? That's all I know. You're such a good boy. Yeah. Hi. Did you get unloaded? Looks like it. Why is this a new thing now?
I don't know if this is a new thing, but it's so funny. Look at this.
It looks so funny.
He gets embarrassed.
Does he know we're laughing
I don't understand why he sticks his legs and shakes it like out straight and shakes them, you know? He's like.
I don't know.
Does that feel good, or you just got
It has
down
to.
there?
It has to feel good, yeah.
Hello?
Hi, it's me, Olivia.
Hey, sweetie, what's new? How was it at the Goldbergs then?
Like, alcoholic.
Is that all? What's up? Cat got your tongue?
Well, tell me what you're up to. How's the case going? How's that Romansky chick? You don't think it's dragging out too long?
I haven't had the time to get bored, I can tell you that, but... Hey, Olivia, what's the matter? You didn't even answer my question. That's so unlike you.
Did I tell you I bought this really cool blue silk top?
Olivia, what are you hiding? Come on out with it. You've got me worried.
Oh, Kate, I'm sorry. I've done something horrible. I can't sleep anymore. I can't eat. I keep wanting to hurl.
Olivia, tell me what's going on.
Dan!
What about Dan? Has something happened to him?
I am weak. You're gonna hate me for the rest of your life. And you'd be right. In your situation,
What?
After the Goldberg, Dan took me home. We were a bit, you know, we shouldn't have drunk so much. We came up to mine to have a nightcap, and then, okay, you're gonna hate me. Please hate me.
I got it.
It's all my fault. I could never tell you that I've had the hots for Dan for ages, because you're my friend and you were engaged and all, but then we got so close lately, and I just lost sight of what's right and what's wrong. Kate, the guilt is killing me. I want to die.
Look, don't bust a gut over it.
Who's this?
You and Dan, it's like not real right now. I gotta go, Olivia. I need to process this new bit of data.
Are you like some automaton or something? Kate, please.
I'm hanging up now. I want to be on my own.
I always liked this backstory that happens while you're working. Like, you begin the game, you've got your fiance who's like, you're coming home, right? And you're like, no, things are taking longer. He gets really impatient, and your friend calls you, Olivia, your best friend, talking about fashion and whatever, and nothing important. And then as time goes on, you kind of get the idea that Olivia kind of likes Dan, and then this phone call is that they slept together while you were out.
I believe it.
It's just, I just like the extra storyline. Your relationship with your jerk fiance anyway ends while you're here.
Why you look so sad for?
He doesn't look that sad. Oh, he sounds sad.
Очи черные, очи страстные, очи жгучие и прекраснее, как его я ласк, как боюсь я вас, знать увиден вас, я в недобрый час. Очи черные,
Yep.
очи страстные, очи жгучие.
I still remember when this song played in one of your Russian playlists, and I was like, whoa, it's a real song. You're listening to like traditional Russian albums. This song played.
You remember it?
Well, I always liked it because it was such a catchy little tune that.
Interesting.
Yeah. The janitor in one of the levels was whistling it. How could you bar her up like that?
You barred her.
The guy that was infatuated with her.
Dan?
No, Dan's infatuated with Olivia. Now. I can't wait to see if Dan
Help
calls.
me. What is happening? What does this man want of me? He has gone totally mad.
Don't worry. There must be some way of getting you out of there, and I'm going to find it.
But do hurry up, my child. I am terrified he will return and become dangerous.
Be strong, Madame Romansky.
Yeah, we got this.
Ah, at last, young lady. I was beginning to be desperate.
I came as fast as I could. Now hurry. Get out of here quickly before that maniac notices. I've got to get Oscar's hands back.
Poor old woman.
Are you all right now?
My heart has been put to the test here. But it just...
Let's go. Let's not hang around.
He's catching her again.
Oh! But, my God! What has happened now?
Ha ha! Nice try, Miss Walker. But you are not strong enough. Not for me. So you can stop playing games now. Return the hands to me. And bring Madame Romansky back, or I shall not be responsible for my actions.
You don't scare me, you old lunatic. Helena, grab the hands and get back to the train. Tell Oscar to get ready to leave. I'm gonna find a way out of this lousy factory.
No chance. You will never succeed. Ha!
We'll just see about that.
I warned you, Kate Walker.
Be careful, my child.
You too. And don't worry.
Scary. This looks like a level out of Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm. Trying to escape. What's that? Oh, a bomb. We better run, Kate. Don't stop. Great. How are we gonna get out of here? Oh. The air shaft.
Not to die. She wins.
Oscar, I'm back.
What a pleasure it is to see you again, Kate Walker. Please take your seat with Miss Helena in the carriage. She simply is a charming lady. She helped me screw my hand back on. I must inform you, though, that regulations make no provision for supplementary passengers. I hope that you still have your ticket for Arrowbad.
Oscar!
Message received and understood, Kate Walker. Departure imminent.
Alright, let's get out of here.
After you did kill 3 of these guys and they got reported on the PDA that 3 Clear Sky guys had died, and someone, I don't know who it was, commented, "Good, fewer people, more air."
That's hilarious. More air.
Hello?
Kate, hi. It's me, Dan. Are you all right?
I'm okay now, yeah, thanks. But if I said that not long ago I was grappling with a mad music lover who wanted to kidnap an old forgotten opera star, but I foiled his plan and escaped through an abandoned mine, then I guess it's completely mad. You'd be proud of me, Dan. Real proud.
Kate, I don't understand a thing you're saying. I barely recognize you.
No, it doesn't matter. How was your day?
Yeah, of course. I went to dinner with the Goldbergs. I finally beat Bob at squash. The cleaning woman broke the vase in the entrance hall. Well, other than that, nothing new.
I see. Everything's cool, though?
Yeah, everything's, cool.
You're not missing me at all?
Oh, yeah, sure I am.
I had Olivia on the phone. She was a little upset. Nothing to say?
So sorry. I don't know what came over me. It happened so quickly. I just totally lost control. I was so weak, so dumb. I just can't imagine how... I can't imagine how you could ever forgive me. What a bastard I've been.
I don't know, Dan. Maybe I'm to blame somewhere in all this. Maybe I pushed you into Olivia's arms. I'm well aware that this trip has taken me far from New York and far from the Kate you once knew. And you know what surprises me the most? I don't miss it.
What's happening to us, Kate?
Maybe we've just realized we don't really love each other, Dan.
We can talk about it when you get back if you want.
I don't know, Dan. We'll see.
It's over, Dan. We're not talking. Anyway.
What on earth is going on? Why is this train not moving? This is not the time to hang around with that madman on the loose.
That is a bit of a concern. Don't worry. I'll take care of it.
That's right, I will. I'm a capable woman.
What is it this time?
Large iron rods have emerged from between the huge legs of the giant statue. The track is now completely blocked.
Large rods.
But that's absolutely crazy. Will that madman never get off our case?
Rods.
I'm gonna see what I can do.
I never really noticed, but this game actually has a few innuendos sprinkled throughout it that you would never catch. Because they're really subtle, but I think they're really there.
I think they're really there.
Oscar, let's get the hell out of here. You okay, Oscar? Still in one piece?
Humor is a concept outside the scope of my functionality, Kate Walker. You should know that by now.
Oscar, come on, quit crabbing. We got out of that dingy city safe and sound, didn't we? And even with a certain style, I might add.
Style is the right word.
Hey, what are you doing on the platform? That's not like you.
I wanted to take a little air and dust away the cobwebs from my joints. This salt wind is terrible, though. I think it would be wiser to return to our nice, warm train.
Get a life, Oscar. You know something, Oscar? Despite all our mishaps and your grating personality, I think I'm gonna miss you.
Why? Are you leaving us, Kate Walker?
Yes. When I found Hans Vorarlberg, I'm going to have to go home to New York.
That's your decision, Kate Walker.
Oscar, I think everything's ready. We can go now.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then we can start the engine and get going. I'll be circulating shortly to punch your ticket.
Give me a break, Oscar.
Miss Walker! Miss Walker! Wait! Don't go yet!
Mr. Felix, what's the matter now? Has something happened to Madame Romansky?
No, not at all. Our favorite diva's fine and dandy. But there's a package for you at the reception. I said to myself, Felix, maybe she's got to have it before she goes.
A package for me? But that's impossible.
But it's got Miss Walker written on it, clear as day.
Why didn't you tell me about it earlier?
It's only just arrived, like.
Oh, and, well, who delivered it?
I don't know. I just took my eye off reception for a moment. The game was on, you see, and there it was, on the counter in reception. Come and get it.
Okay.
A mammoth.
Hello?
What the hell are you up to, Kate?
Mr. Morrison, please, do try to understand.
Understand? What I understand is this. 1, our main client is ready to drop the whole caboodle if the deal isn't tied up in the next 24 hours. 2, this is gonna cost the firm multi-dineros. And 3, I made a serious error of judgment trusting you with this case. That's what I understand.
I know it doesn't look like it, but...
No buts, Walker. You're looking for a senile old creek and you're making heavy weather of it.
You know, he isn't as senile as all that. He's got this creative streak.
Look, drop the mumbo-jumbo. I don't want excuses. I want...
I've got to go, Mr. Morrison. I think I'm onto something.
Attack!
Hello, reception here. Felix Massana at your service. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, she's right here in front of me, ma'am. Immediately. Please, be my guest. Miss Walker, Madame Romansky would like you to join her at the hotel bar as quickly as possible.
I'm going. Madame Romansky, you wanted to see me?
There you are, my dear. I wanted to talk to you before you leave. I didn't want you to get the wrong idea. Despite our mishap in Komkosgrad, I'm very grateful to you. You helped me to forget my life here and this dead beach where I stroll up and down all day, getting more and more bored.
So much the better.
Time passes so quickly. One day you are at the peak of your glory. You think it is going to last forever. And then one day the bubble bursts, and you are washed up and forgotten.
Madame Romansky, don't be so gloom and doom. It doesn't suit you.
And if there is no one left to help you out, you start to sink into a long, dark winter.
Perhaps you should rest now. We've had a trying time. It's been emotional. You must be tired.
When I returned here, Hans gave me such a taste for life. He too was ill. Ah, he coughed. He must have spent too long at the factories, breathing in their smoke. And then he was better. And he left. And I stayed with my memories.
Hans Vorarlberg?
Hans Vorarlberg was so full of joy, so carefree.
What in the world? How these guys
He was a little simple of spirit, of course, as they say. He was a child who made fantastic toys. I think that maybe I loved him.
God alone knows where he is today.
The plane with the hotel supplies has arrived. Maybe you should take a walk outside.
I don't understand.
I am old. I am tired. I have been very pleased to meet you, Kate Walker.
Goodbye, James. Do look after Madame Romansky.
That is all I ever do, miss. May fortune follow your every footstep. The snow is a good sign.
Really?
The snow chases the wind away and covers the salt and sand on the ground. The air becomes purer and stilled. Ideal conditions for a constitutional.
Great. Thanks for everything, James.
This is the end. This is where I find Hans.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Vorarlberg? Hans Vorarlberg?
You've brought the train, then. That's good.
Mr. Vorarlberg, you have no idea how pleased I am to meet you at last. I'm Kate...
Where is Anna?
Your sister has passed away, Mr. Vorarlberg. I am sorry. Truly sorry.
Ah, okay. Otherwise, it's Anna who would have come, right? Not you.
I guess you're right, Mr. Vorarlberg. My name's Kate Walker.
Kate Walker? Okay, I'm going away on the train. A long way away.
Where's that?
That way. Syberia.
Syberia. I'm sorry. Mr. Vorarlberg, I've been ordered to tie up the buyout of your factory in Valladolid. It's, my job, you understand.
Anna told me. The automatons. That's over now, isn't it?
Mr. Vorarlberg, the factory belongs to you now, and I need your signature to tie up the deal.
Okay. Then I'm going away on the train.
Here's the sales contract. I'll give you some time to look it over. Your sister already agreed to the terms. All we need now is your signature. What? You've signed just like that? Without reading it?
I can't read. I don't know how to.
Oh. In that case, I'll read it for you.
No, it's okay. Leave it. I've got to go away on the train, Kate Walker.
As you wish, Mr. Vorarlberg. and let me wish you a very pleasant journey. Yes?
Listen, Walker, I've decided to send over some backup.
No need, Mr. Marson.
What do you mean?
Hans Vorarlberg has just signed. Everything's hunky-dory.
Are you saying that...
Yep. That Vorarlberg Manufacturing is now the exclusive property of the Universal Toy Company.
But... that's great news. Good work. Excellent work, Walker. A real masterstroke. I knew I could count on you, Kate. I congratulate you.
Thank you, sir.
Right, now get back here as quick as you can. I want those papers on my desk tomorrow. My secretary will organize a meeting with Universal Toys immediately. You'll no doubt want to hand over the contract yourself. And now that I think of it, I've got no one on the Schwann Airport case. Big trial coming up. A real opportunity. The job is yours. My little way of saying thank you, Kate Walker.
You're too kind.
You have a great career as a lawyer ahead of you, Kate. See you tomorrow. Well done again, and don't lose those papers, huh? Now that would be the dumbest thing.
Sure. Real dumb.
Kate Walker?
Yes, Mr. Vorarlberg?
Are you coming on the train too, Kate Walker?
No. That really wasn't in the plan. But thanks for offering. This adventure's all over for me now, Mr. Vorarlberg.
Too bad. Silly, really. You don't like adventure, do you?
I don't really... I mean, maybe there's... It's not easy to say.
Yes?
I have to go back to New York. They're waiting for me there, you understand?
I understand. The plane. It's going to New York too, maybe.
Maybe. I suppose I better go find out.
Yes. It's more sensible. Maybe. See you later, Kate Walker.
Yes. See you later, Mr. Vorarlberg.
Vorarlberg's a short man.
Yep, he had stunted growth after his accident. That's new.
I know.
What if I say yes?
See what happens.
Does it take me to good old games? Do you want to play Syberia 2 now? I do, but what happened?
Is it even installed on here?
No.
Well, I guess they just exit so you go straight and start your second one.
Okay.
What an epic ending.
That was an epic ending. I like the ending.